What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the halftime report from UConn men's basketball against East Carolina, right across the street at Gamble Pavilion. Surprising result so far for the Huskies. East Carolina leads 34-27 at the half. Some good play by both teams, a little bit of a late comeback in the half by Connecticut, but nonetheless, East Carolina still in the lead. Checking around the American Conference, looking at the other games going on. Temple currently leads South Florida 35-28, 14:39 left to go in the second half. And Memphis tonight at 8 takes on Jacksonville State at home. So some good action going around the American Conference. Talking National Signing Day. Today's a big day for UConn football, as we all know, around the nation for college football. Today was National Signing Day. Today, the Huskies picked up 22 recruits and some impressive names on the list. Some of them being Frank Battle, some of them being Felton Blackwell, Ian Campbell, Tyler Davis, and you can't make this up. We have a world champion Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu master, or whatever you call it. He's a world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His name is Zordan Holman, a native of Croatia, recruited out of Portland, Maine. So some great talent coming in for the Huskies this year. Largely, majority of them are 3-star recruits, so that bodes well for the Huskies going into their first season with a recruiting class composed strictly by Bob Diaco's and his staff's recruits. So some good things going on there. Also in the world of UConn sports, Gino Auriemma, as we all know yesterday, the legendary Hall of Fame head coach of UConn women's basketball, got his 900th win. And not a bad time to get it, because next Monday, #1 South Carolina comes to town, and they'll be playing in what is probably going to be the biggest NCAA women's basketball matchup of the regular season. You got #1 playing #2 at home. I mean, us at UConn, we always consider the UConn women's basketball team to be #1 no matter what. But of course, South Carolina remains the only undefeated team in women's college basketball, whereas UConn has that single loss to Stanford earlier in the year. A much different team since then. UConn has definitely matured in their play. They were a little bit overconfident, and I think that's what caused them to lose that one. UConn is definitely showed that they are worthy of being in the #1 spot, and I think they're going to have quite the fight for South Carolina come Monday. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Looking elsewhere in sports, today was the victory parade for the New England Patriots. A lot of New England Patriots here on the UConn campus, but also a lot of New England Patriots haters that were rooting for the Seahawks on Sunday. Great game that was. I'm a Patriots fan myself, so of course I'm a little biased as to the results of that game. I'm a little bit more happier than other people out there, but great game nonetheless. I have to say though, I did feel quite bad for Seahawks fans that the game turned out the way it did. I mean, I'm happy that it turned out the way it did, but at the same time, I kind of feel bad due to the fact that they had the chance to win it with about 30 seconds left on the clock, and for whatever reason, they just decided to go for a goal line pass, and Malcolm Butler was there to make it. So no beast mode for the win at that game, but nonetheless, probably one of the greatest Super Bowls in history. I mean, that one went right down to the wire, totally opposite of what we saw last year when the Seahawks played Peyton Manning and the Broncos. I mean, that game was just not what we expected it to be. We expected it to be a very close matchup, similar to what we saw for the Patriots versus Seattle. But nonetheless, a great effort on the part of the Seahawks in the game. Checking around other scores in college basketball. Number seven Villanova leads Marquette at halftime. Number 10 Notre Dame leads Boston College 41-25 at the half. And at the half, close game we got going on between number 4 Duke and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is 10-11 and 1-8 in the ACC, and they are just down 4 to the number 4 Blue Devils. So that's one to keep an eye on. That's on ESPN2. If any of you watching at home are interested in switching on the TV and taking a look at that one. Other matchups going on in the top 25. Our old friends Texas, number 25 Texas, are taking on Oklahoma State at home. Number 17 Maryland takes on Penn State later tonight. Bradley and number 16 Wichita State go at it tonight on ESPN3. Number 18 VCU takes on George Mason tonight. They are currently about to go to the half. George Mason surprisingly up 34-32 in that game. So a lot of good games going on in the world of college basketball tonight. Be sure to keep it tuned here on WHUS2 for your exclusive online coverage of UConn basketball, UConn versus East Carolina at Gamble Pavilion. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have more action for you. So stay tuned.